This is the Naish podcast. This is just opinion, not fact. Let me reiterate myself. This is just opinions, not facts.
This is the Naish giving it to you straight. Don't forget.
I'm Woody.
It's weird.
And this is Sisk.
All right, first of all, before we get into who Sisk is, I just want to give y'all appreciation for listening to all the podcasts. And please keep supporting. Please keep supporting. Subscribe, follow, share. Share it to your grandma if you have to. You feel me? We trying to come up out here.
Show it to the whole fam.
Only facts. But all right. Sisk, you know, new member to today's podcast. Come in here. Gonna shed some insight on life out here.
I guess.
Basically, he's just one of our friends, somebody we work with. Pretty cool. Woody knows him a little bit more than I do. So, Woody, you want to give a better intro on him?
Yeah, so Sisk, I've known him for about, what is it, like 2 years now?
Yeah, just about,
something
man.
like that, 2 years. And I first met this man at work, and we bonded over HGTV.
Yeah,
You know, we were watching
Fucking
somebody.
fabulous.
We were watching somebody build a poigola, and this dude at work came up to us and tried to correct us. He said it was called a pergola, not a pergola.
Specifically a pergola.
So that's where it all hit off after that.
Yeah, delis, pergolas,
Giant pickles.
Giant pickles, man.
Giant pickles.
Ugh.
Oh, wow. Y'all, wow. So, what's been new with y'all? What y'all been up to?
You know, when it says doctor, that bitch told me that, you know, gotta keep working out even though my cartilage is getting rubbed away. You know, it's all good.
Yeah, it's not broken enough yet, man. It's not quite there.
Nah.
Damn, son, why she gotta be a bitch though? She can't be a classy lady out here.
Hey.
Trying to fuck a man out here.
I mean, if you walk down the street and somebody punch you in the face, what you gonna call them?
Probably a bitch.
Hey,
Probably a bitch.
she punched me on my knees metaphorically.
Okay.
Ooh,
She bad though?
she's something.
I mean, to somebody else, she might be bad, but to me, she looks, as you say, walk Bible.
All right, so
Wow,
she regular.
She regular. To me,
Cause she get the top though.
of course.
All
Top's
right.
always on the table.
Always on the table. Can't pass it up. Can't pass it up.
Unless you looking like fucking I don't know, fucking
Shrek.
I don't know, Shrek or
Nah, Fiona ugly. That's
Green Fiona. Ugly?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
no, I was gonna say if she looking like a fucking great white shark from Batman out here with the sharp teeth.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Ooh.
I feel you.
not trying to get bit out here.
No.
What about you, sis? Didn't you just come from Atlanta?
No. Planning on going to Atlanta soon. We're gonna go catch a Cavs game, probably.
Oh, catch a Cavs
Couple
game.
weekend. Yeah. Go see the God LeBron.
Big
King.
big baby LeBron.
Oh.
See him drink
Oh,
straight out of the bottle.
Oh, chill. Get off my boy. Get off my boy. Get off my boy. Get off my boy.
Let's get LeBron on the fucking podcast. Let's get him on here.
Nah, he said he need playmakers. You know what I'm saying? He need
He can speak to us firsthand. He needs
playmakers on the podcast first.
He needs playmakers.
Give me Carmelo Anthony on the podcast. No. I've just been chilling though. Just reconstituting, as they call it.
Winding back.
Oh yeah, really enjoying that stress-free life. You know. No, not really. Not at all.
Not really.
No. Trying to get out of the Air Force. You know how it goes.
Damn, son.
Damn.
They hold you back.
Hey, they trying. I ain't letting it happen, but they trying.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is. But all right, let's get into this. Sisk, you know what I'm saying? He said some questionable stuff last time. Said some questionable stuff.
All right.
Sorry, let's get back to this conversation. You know what I'm saying? We might have to dive back in the last podcast a little bit.
Extend it a little.
So you came out and said sugar mamas only need the 5.5 because that's the average dick size out here. All right, explain that to me. Explain it to me.
What do you need to know? It's true. My point was, if Sugar Mama is satisfied with what she's getting, then it doesn't matter, you know. But I'll give you some backstory on the whole 5.5.
All right.
Oh, damn, we're going into the history.
We going back a little bit. We're going back to little baby Sisk.
Okay.
Not full baby Sisk. That's a little weird. But all right, you got to understand. When I was 14 years old,
Nice.
I wasn't chill like I was now. I was 14 years old. I was nervous as shit, and I was a little nerdlet. And the only experience I had was porn.
Okay.
Now you watching porn all day, and all you seeing is guys with fucking dicks the size of forearms.
Okay.
Like you're mentally speaking.
Down here got the elephant trunk
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
You're only seeing the Mandingo out here.
You can have fucking 7 inches. You're watching porn all the time. You're still like, fuck, dude. Jesus. So rather than just sit there and take it, I fucking Googled that shit.
Okay.
5.5 is the national average.
Okay.
I feel you. So when you pull your pants down, you know what I'm saying? The first time you got some, old girl was straight for the stroke.
Hey,
Boom.
yeah. You know, man. Hey, I've never heard any complaints. That's all I got.
Hey.
It's like they say, as long as the motion with the ocean is good.
I guess.
My man Sisk, as long as the broad moaning, he catching his nut. It's all right.
Hey,
It's all right.
we're good. We're good. We're set.
It's all right.
If you're not trying to marry the broad, are you really worrying about anything other than leaving the nuts hanging out?
No.
Honestly, no.
No. I mean that I know that sounds disrespectful, but hey.
Hey, it's a race. She just
Yeah.
doesn't know it.
Hey, you gotta be like, I gotta get mines out here. Everybody.
I'm gonna try to help you get yours, but mine comes first. I'm sorry. That's.
I feel you. Sorry, you just talked about being a nerd, you know what I'm saying? Little nerd, Sisk. So, when you were coming up in school, elementary school, up until high school, and even up until now, did you ever feel yourself getting, like, picked on or anything?
To be perfectly honest, yeah, a little bit. So when I was way little, like 5-6 years old, probably about 10 years old, I went to daycare, and let me tell you, little kids are assholes, man. So I had this kid in my class, in my little daycare center, and to this day, I don't understand what his problem was. He wanted to shove his fingers up my nose. Now,
Hold on. That sounds sus as fuck.
I don't know. It's this kid fucked in the head, like 2 years older than me too. And those a little bit. If you're hanging out, some asshole comes up, starts trying to stick his fingers in your nose. What are you gonna fucking do?
Yo.
You're just gonna take that shit?
Nah.
Probably gonna square up.
No. I threw a fucking chair at that motherfucker and I made him back off.
He hit it with the boom
God damn. Went
Hey,
straight
hey,
to a
so
damn
what-
WWE Extreme Rules matchup in that
man.
bitch.
TLC match.
Exactly.
Hit him with the chair!
Don't do it! Don't do it!
Fuck out, he had a
family. JR out here.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man. You get that hardcore championship, you know. But outside of that though, no, I didn't get picked on too much. I had my little group of friends. I didn't fuck with all the other people that I don't know might have made fun of me. But it was pretty chill, all right. Played Pokemon, Pokemon trading card game. Not so much Yu-Gi-Oh.
I was more of a Yu-Gi-Oh kid.
Yeah, I fucked more with Yu-Gi-Oh! And I couldn't even, like, I'm not gonna say I was a nerd, because I felt like I was kind of in the middle. Like, I played sports and stuff with everybody else, so I could hang out with the supposed jocks or whatever. But then I was also into, like, fucking anime and all different types of cartoons and shit. So I hung out with the nerdy kids sometimes. So I was kind of like, walked that line of who I was gonna hang out with. So I kind of had the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really fuck with Pokemon like that. I always fucked with Yu-Gi-Oh!
Dude, I used to. Here's how deep into Pokemon the trading card game was. My mom was a quote unquote gym leader at the local trading card store.
Dang.
We had
Damn.
tournaments every Saturday, and she was a gym leader. They gave her a really good deck. She kicked our asses. It was a good time. It was great.
Had the matriarchy pop.
Yeah, man. affirmative action before it was really popular. No, I was kind of super nerdy in like elementary, middle school, but I think I would say I was kind of like you in high school. Not really in the sports, but I hung out with like the fucking preppy kids. I had my little like stoner nerd friends I'd hang out with in the morning. The people I'd play Magic the Gathering with, and then like theater musical crowd, and that's about it. But I didn't play any sports. I was a little chubby fuck, so not my thing.
Damn, Sisk, you used to be out here smoking that marijuana.
Whoa. I didn't say I smoked it.
This man was hitting with the
bubble. No. I wish. I feel like I didn't take advantage of that opportunity while I was in high school, but then I joined the military, and they kind of frown on that shit for no good reason. But,
hey, weed's on the come up out there. It's legalized in like 17 states now.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're almost there.
It's not in Ohio yet. That's what I'm waiting for. Ohio. I'm waiting for the hometown to get with the program here. But yeah, no. I have friends that did it. I never got into it. It just wasn't one of those things. I didn't have a car either in high school, so that kind of made it hard.
I feel you.
You got your mom driving you everywhere.
I mean, once you start partying at Ohio State,
I mean,
you don't even gotta worry.
Legal, illegal.
You just roll up to the house party.
Weed man right there.
It's a party favorite, that fucking shit, man.
You ain't gotta search for the plug.
No.
It'll be like damn near what's the movie? Neighbors with Zac Efron. they got the 55-gallon drum of weed burning in the house.
There you go. I'm okay with that. All right, we'll try it.
So pretty much throughout your whole life, you just embraced being a nerd. You never try to switch it up.
No, I mean, I would say honestly, joining the military was the closest I came to switching it up as far as that goes. My whole family is nerdy. As I said, my mom was a gym leader. My dad works as a juggler at a Renaissance festival during the fall. So like, you have a family like that, you kind of just grow up accepting the fact that you're going to be a little bit fucking off from people. But no, I joined the military, so I kind of got a little bit in shape. Started doing sports. You see me trying to hoop out there. I ain't nothing, but I'm trying.
You know what I'm saying? You're slowly coming up out here. I see you finishing at the rim.
Hit it with the cradle.
Hey.
Once you start breaking this man weir off, though, it's over.
Oh, man. I had one shot on him. He was like, no, I'm done. That's over with. You ain't getting anything else.
I can't let this be better than me.
Hey.
Trust to it. Can't let it happen.
Pressing me about the 5.5. Pressing me about the basketball skills, man.
I can't let it happen. Can't let it happen. I gotta keep the white man down.
Damn,
gotta keep the white man down.
We all Naish here, man.
Yeah, only a fact.
Only facts.
Naish accepting everybody, but on that court, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Me over everything. Me over everything. But all right, coming up as a nerd, how was your interactions with females?
My interaction, oh boy. All right. Y'all gonna look at me weird for this one. I was a little player as a kid. As a little kid, like pre-elementary school, before I even knew what the whole sex thing was. I had a little bottle of sauce. Yeah. Okay. I had like little mini sauce there. I think I had a girlfriend in every grade up till about 5th grade, and then I moved. And after that, like I don't know if I hit the summer and hit a little bit of puberty and just forgot that girls were people too. But I had high school, middle school. That was. Whew, that was not my top sauce area there, but then again, I was chilling out wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt every day, so I'm not gonna
it's okay though. It's okay though.
It's all good. It's all good. I got my own variety of sauce now, and that's what matters.
All right. So when did you start feeling like girls were actually sexually interested in you, or even when did you start feeling like you were sexually into girls?
Um, Freshman year, honestly, like throughout middle school, there's a little bit of it, but I didn't really pay attention to all that. Um, but definitely like freshman year, I kind of started noticing that hey, hey, these girls are pretty fine up here freshman year. Starting to grow a little bit. It's all right. But I don't know. As for girls being interested in me, I mean, according to friends, I had girls interested in me, pretty much the entire time in high school. I never noticed. I'm oblivious as shit as far as that goes. So I probably didn't notice until senior year when I actually got my first like high school girlfriend that I noticed like, all right, girls kind of feeling the nerd swag. All right.
So did you ever like feel insecure about it? Did you ever like think of yourself as kind of like a shy guy because you were a nerd? You were afraid to approach women?
I don't know if it was because I was a nerd. That definitely makes it harder though. I think that's not really one of those things as sitting out there, you think a spitting game or anything like that, laying on the sauce. That's not really one of those things you go up to a girl like, hey, you see Dragon Ball Super starting up, right? Yeah.
What's up with this Zelda?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You catch the new episode in Naruto?
Naruto? Trying to get on these spirit balls? Yeah. No, that's not. We ain't getting on all that. So I don't know if it was a nerd thing or if it was just I'm was pretty awkward around girls in general, just because of that obliviousness. Because I can't feel if they're into me or not, so it makes it hard to know if I'm stepping too far, going a little too far in the boundaries. But no, that not because I was a nerd though. Again, I always kind of embraced that. If I like what I like, if a girl doesn't like that, I ain't trying to fuck with her.
All right, that's actually very respectable. You know what I'm saying? very respectable. You know what I'm saying? My man Sisk ain't out here putting on no fronts for these hoes. You feel me?
No.
Ain't switching up.
You put the mask on.
No,
You're gonna look silly once you get into the bedroom where you start actually talking.
Yeah. You play basketball? Yeah, I play basketball. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch you play." I'm going out there breaking every shot.
Gonna have a rough time.
Getting styled on. Oh, So I ain't trying to do that. I'm nothing but real. Nothing but real here.
I feel you. All right, let's.
Hey, you about to get in the bed?
No. You know what I'm saying? I had to take a sip of Fiji. I'm like, but no.
Hey, Fiji, sponsor us.
It's only right. We never thirsty on this podcast. Never thirsty. All right, it's a question for both of y'all though. So I know that y'all both like to go play DnD. When did y'all first start getting into that?
Well, I mean, you can answer yours first, Woody, because I imagine it's probably a little bit sooner than me.
Yeah, I got into it. I got into it about what year was it? I would say senior year or 2013. I didn't actually play my first game until last year, but but
hey.
But I was interested in it about 2012, 2013 when there's this dude online called the Spoony One, and he started this web series called what is it? Counter Monkey, and it's just his stories about silly stories in D&D, and which like he was the DM or the DM fucked him or somebody did some dumbass shit. Pretty much stuff like that. And that's what got me interested into it, because I was like, all these stories are hilarious, D&D sounds fun, I want to do it. But all the people that I hung out with, of course, didn't play D&D.
Yeah, it's hard to get into it. Even if it interests you, it's hard to get into it. You can't play it by yourself. You're not going to sit there rolling dice, pretending to be an elf by yourself. At home, talking to yourself about it. I got in way. All
right, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off. I don't mean to cut you off. No, I just want to make sure everybody's following. Okay, we're talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
Explain to them exactly what it is before you give your answer.
All right. So Dungeons and Dragons is it's affectionately called a tabletop RPG game. It's like any RPG you play on a video game, except you have like pencils and paper and shit. You have dice you roll to like determine whether you hit monsters and shit like that.
Yeah.
You just get to play, whatever character you would. It's just like a video game, but you're chilling with your
more in real life.
Yeah, more interactive, I guess, is what I would consider it.
And you don't really have any limitations. Like in a video game, if it doesn't want you to enter a certain building, or if they don't want you to like talk to a certain person, they can just simply put up an invisible wall. But in D&D, you can say, "Oh, I go head first diving through this man's window into his house, and I fucking slap his dog." If you can do it,
good luck. But
good luck. You can do it.
Yeah, I mean that's half of the funny stories from D&D are just people doing stupid ass shit they probably couldn't do in the video games, but that. So you have one person known as the Dungeon Master, and he's kind of like the storyteller of the whole thing.
Okay.
And the players play within that world that he's made, and he kind of just leads them along, gives them people to fight and things to do. But if you have a good Dungeon Master, they're pretty much going to figure out a way for you to at least try to do something. If you don't, succeed, that's your own fucking fault. But
Yeah.
That's D&D in a nutshell. I think it's just it's kind of like an interactive RPG, really. But I mean, I got into that 10 years old, way back when.
10.
Damn.
Again, I mentioned I come from a nerd family. My dad got me into that shit. So like my dad and my mom, when I was like 3, would have friends over and they'd play D&D and stuff like that. Like I think back home my mom still has her old character sheets from like this is original D&D here. They're up to like 5th edition now. But so when I was 10, my dad started me out on that shit, and I play with him and a whole bunch of his friends from the Renaissance Fair. And then I hit high school and I kind of found a bunch of friends that were into it and got involved there, and it just kind of it follows. You'd be surprised once you're into it. You'd be surprised how many people around you are also into it, or who think it's an interesting idea and they want to try it.
Yeah.
It's a fun time, and it gives you great stories about some characters, man. Some characters.
People's autism.
Oh man.
You want to give some examples?
So let me start off with probably the richest one, probably the best one, probably my favorite one. So this is my very first game. I was talking to some dudes at work, got the D&D show popping. I showed up, and this dude, this man, he makes his character like everybody else makes relatively normal characters, but then here comes old dude. He says, "My character is a bisexual nymphomaniac elf that has visions of the future, that gives herself tattoos every time she kills someone and cuts off their ears as trophies."
Yeah, that's
that was my introduction to D&D.
You hear all those stories about those nerds playing. I'm gonna be a slutty chick. Like literally, he played a slutty chick. Like his character, that character is gone in that campaign now. That character is off and owns a brothel now. Like that's how they determined that character was gonna go. It's just gonna go own a brothel.
Yeah.
Let's not get involved.
Just
with
live making money off of sex. That's what his character did.
We got too tired of dealing with him always flirting with everybody we came up to. We're like, no, come on, man. We're done with this. We're done. Moving on. That's just
My thing is, how do you even think of that? That's the main thing. How does that even run through your mind? And then, like you said, if he's over there flirting with other characters, obviously, it's a group of guys playing, I can assume.
Yeah.
So if your character is a female,
yeah,
everybody else's character is a bunch of males, that means you're kind of flirting with a whole group, a whole table of damn males.
Like
that's a little strange.
Like you're in a room full of niggas and you out here going, "Hey, big boy, let me suck you off." Like,
I mean,
how awkward is that?
No, I'm good. I'm no man, really, I'm good.
And then it extended outside. It extended outside of it too. Like usually you hear the stories about the nerds, like they can't talk to women and they're so shy around them. Like, I feel like, of course, human beings are all different. That's not true with everyone. But this dude, about like every 25 minutes, he kept turning to me and was going like, "Hey, Woody, what should I say to this girl on Tinder? Like, wow, how should I start talking to her?" And I'm like, "Nigga, I just say hi to her."
Just say, hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing?
I mean, if you really want to get straight to the point, just say, "Hey, you trying to smash?"
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal.
You
But like,
want to get
you know,
some out here? Yeah.
But if you want to beat around the bush or start a conversation, just say hi or point something out in their profile. I was like, come on, dog. You acting like it's fucking rocket surgery out here.
This is day one stuff, man.
Why didn't you just send a dick pic?
It's only facts. It's only facts.
Send it like them fucking chain messages used to get back in the day.
If you don't send this dick pic to 10 people, you gotta let me smash.
Exactly. It's that easy, but I don't know. He must have really been in tune with his damn sexuality, or he just might have been gay. He might have been out here looking for that backdoor action. You feel me?
So, I mean, if he putting on the front of asking me for Tinder chicks every 25 minutes when he actually trying to have some dude tickle his fucking pelvis, or what is it? Whatever the shit's called, you know?
Prostate?
Yeah, the prostate.
Prostate,
Trying to
yeah.
get the prostate tickled out here, that's all him, but that's not me.
No,
It's not me.
I've never gotten that vibe from him outside of D&D necessarily, other than him being kind of an awkward fuck. And he and I are friends, like outside of just D&D and work. He and I we're friends. He's awkward as fuck. He's all right around like just one-on-one.
Yeah.
He's okay. He's fine. And then you get around people, particularly girls, and it's like he forgets how to function. His brain dies, man.
It's full autism.
It just starts acting up.
I'm fucking at a loss for words because I just can't imagine that shit. I would be feeling weird. I would be like, "You want to be what?"
Yeah.
That's pretty much how I was. I didn't say it out loud, but I was kind of sitting there. I was like, I'll sing it to my phone right now, dude. Hey, dog, that's all you.
There's a reason that it took you almost a year to play again.
Hey, I had to take a break.
Yeah, just that first session, a little much, and then your first session back, and another old dude fucking looking at porn.
Oh man,
Looking at porn.
only the close ones will know who Brick is, so it's okay. It's okay. This man. Oh, we talked about him on the first podcast.
Yeah, you know, but our audio is kind of messed up. You can go back into it if you want to.
Just to reiterate, a quick 30 seconds. This man was over there playing the Hoonie Cam, not Hoonie Pop. Get it straight.
Hoonie fucking Cam. Okay.
And you know, he had the light skinned John up on the fucking computer, all cartoon and shit, with her ass hanging up in the air and pussy all out and shit. That was the quick synopsis. That was a quick synopsis.
Oh man, that was a.
What if that man was playing pocket pool on the low? What if he started stroking this shit?
I would have probably decked him right in the jaw.
Hey, that's my house, man. Let's go.
You wouldn't be coming back for another D&D session.
Yeah, that is for sure. You let too much autism out, man. It's
I feel like that's beyond autism. You're just straight up retarded.
Yeah. So
you fucking with the Down syndrome at that point.
Straight up fucked. Ugh, no. Mm-mm. Out of my house.
All right, well, sis, you talked about earlier how you wanted to get out of the Air Force. What really made you want to get out? Like, what made you be like, okay, this really isn't for me?
All right. I'm gonna try to simplify this as far as things go, because I've been doing the whole package thing, and let me tell you, I'm only halfway through the questions and it's already 6 pages long, where I have to explain why things are happening. So I'll break it down simply, and it's just so again, it met Woody about 2 years ago. Slightly after that, became friends with a dude named Summers. We started talking, and it got me thinking about a lot of things, and it got me looking into a lot of stuff that I really hadn't paid attention to before. So a lot of the reasons that I kind of just accepted what we do in the military. Can't talk about it too much, obviously, but as far as the wars we're involved in and stuff like that, I kind of just accepted it as government knows what it's doing. We're fine. Just kind of ignored it. Got talking with Woody, got talking with Summers, and kind of started looking into the whole thing. Started looking into why we are where we are, and just kind of, at a certain point, you can't justify just killing people anymore.
Okay.
That's kind of where I got to.
So, speaking of that, so what specific things would you say you stand for morally and politically?
So morally and politically, for anybody who knows what this is, you can look it up. I'm an anarcho-capitalist, which is anarchist, but I believe in a free market economic system. So anarchist, to give you a quick breakdown, isn't like chaos. It's not
V for Vendetta.
Right. We're not talking, just Harley Quinn smashing shit up with a hammer here. But we're talking just a political system where there is no ruler. There's no government. You personal agency is what I was calling. You do you, right? And you don't fuck with people it's just it seems like common sense. It seems like a logical thing to me. It's based around something called a non-aggression principle, which is just you don't initiate force against people. You can defend yourself if people initiate against you.
Okay.
But you don't initiate force against them because that's a violation of their rights. It's not right at the end of the day. So morally, that's kind of the basis of everything I've come to believe in. Over the past year and a half, 2 years probably.
So you said you believe in like a non-aggression type of thing. So would that be like considering yourself like a pacifist?
It's slightly different from a pacifist. So like a pacifist wouldn't be fucking with any violence. All right, like even it's that a pacifist like the Jesus turn the other cheek kind of thing. Just straight up no violence. You just believe not reacting with violence is the best answer. I don't necessarily agree with that because I know not everybody in the world is good. It's unfortunate, but not everybody in the world is good. And I know there's going to be situations where you are going to have to use force or violence to defend yourself from people. So it's not, pacifism where I'm just not, I don't use force at all. It's just I don't believe in using force against somebody who hasn't initiated that force on me first. So I'm not going to just like randomly punch somebody. I'm going to wait till they punch me and then I'm going to slug them back.
I feel you. I feel like I'm pretty much the same way. Like when it comes to this life period, it's just that if you don't fuck with me, I'm not gonna fuck with you. Like there's no point in me walking around like messing with people. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna stay out your way. You stay out of my way. Now I might crack some fucking jokes because that's what I fucking do. But
of course, if somebody's about to get roasted, they're gonna get roasted.
Making fun of somebody isn't initiating force.
Yeah,
that's just the way it goes. And it seems like common sense, right? I mean, it seems like something that's pretty easy to understand, but like there's a lot of people in the world, you'd be surprised, that don't think that's the right way to go about things. They want to force people to think their way. They want to force people to do things their way. And that's not me. I'm not fucking with that.
Yeah.
Let me do me and I'll let you do you. You want to go, fuck 1,000 women with STDs. That's your own thing. It ain't hurting me none. As long as you're not, trying to mess me up, I'm good.
do you feel the same way?
Yeah, pretty much. I would say I'm a little more violent than what Sisk or Summers believe. Like, I at least know with Summers that like he fully doesn't really believe in like revenge or anything like that. Like if one of his family members or friends gets killed, he would go to the police or something to get him arrested. Well, I would more believe like go hunt the man down.
Not the police. Let's say Summers hates the police.
Well,
Let's say
Punisher type shit.
Not the government police, but I mean a private a privately owned security force,
Let's
is
properly
called
specify this.
police. Summers. But
No, and you're right. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I don't believe in that revenge thing. I don't think personally that's not even part of the non-aggression principle. That's just my personal belief. I don't think revenge solves anything. I think, you know, somebody goes and kills your family member, you start going and killing their family members in return. I just think you end up with a war. You know, I think you start ending up with, you know, whether it's right or it's wrong, whether, you know, trading your death for their death is right or wrong. It's not good for anybody in the situation.
Yeah, and I think the cause kind of gets like the point gets lost somewhere. It's just like you're just fighting to be fighting.
You can definitely see it in the streets and stuff.
Yeah, gang culture, pretty much.
Nobody remembers what they're fighting for anymore. You know, maybe it was because, you know, Julio killed Marcus's brother, and you know, so Marcus went and killed Julio's aunt 100 years ago, but nobody remembers that now. Now they just know that this gang on this street is at war with this gang on this street. They're just killing each other. It's not right.
And I bet you a huge majority of people don't even know that the Bloods originally started out as an anti-bullying group and pretty much a get-together, protect black people kind of group type deal. Like,
same thing with the Crips.
Yeah, like they started out in Compton or West San Angeles or something like that.
Some shit like that.
It's, you know, I forget what the leader's name was, but he pretty much started. He didn't like that he was getting bullied, and he thought it was wrong. Started an anti-bullying group. Now you got niggas out here slanging crack, cocaine, all this other bullshit.
I didn't know that. I'm coming on the Naish podcast. I'm learning shit. It's good.
Hey,
I like it.
You know,
Just
a
facts.
little enlightened.
You come to the Naish, you learn a little bit.
Slightly.
But all right, so I can assume that you would be against gun violence too. You would be against guns, period. Do you think that guns should be removed from society?
I don't. Again, I'm not about forcing people to do what I think. You know, I personally don't like guns. I don't like using them. It may be a little bit. I mean, it may sound like a little bit of a bitch here, but it just like holding a gun scares me. I don't like having something that can just end a man's life in my hands. I don't trust myself with it. So with that sort of power. So personally speaking, I don't like guns. I don't want to use them. I don't want to have them. But I'm not gonna force somebody to give up their guns, or homeboy likes to go hunting deer on the weekend. I don't care about that. He can go hunt deer with his hunting rifle. That's his thing. You know, if he wants to go hunt deer with an automatic rifle, he can go, get his AR-15 and pump the fucking buck with lead. But I'm not gonna stop them from doing that. I'm just personally, I don't think guns do all that much good outside of hunting.
I feel pretty much the same way. I feel like if you want to go hunt for sport or whatever, use a gun for sport, it's cool. But I feel like a lot of people that have guns, I feel like a lot of them are pussy. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They just scary. It's just like every time you see somebody with a gun, they're always like looking for a reason to shoot somebody. Like, oh, I wish this person would do this. I wish this person would do that. They get a lot bolder. Their balls get bigger because, oh, I got a gun in my pocket or I got a gun on my waist. It's like, dog, calm down. If you didn't have that gun, you would be acting like a little fucking bro. Well, scary as hell.
That's every single fucking story from this one dude, if it worked. You know who I'm talking about, the Grand Poobah. Every story with this man. Oh, I wish when I was driving my motorcycle, some dude tried to yell at me for driving a motorcycle, so I could just fucking pop him right there.
Jesus.
Like every single story. He even threatened to shoot me once, and I was like, he was like,
whoa.
it was something like we were up at work. I forget what we were scuffling about, but we were arguing about something, and I said something along the lines like, well, you wouldn't do nothing because I could beat you up or something like that. And he was like, oh, you think I would fight you? I'll just pull out my gun and shoot you. And I was like, all right, dog, pull it out right now. and he thought he was acting tough. He was like turning to people and be acting like he thinks I don't have my gun on me right now. Like the building is a no privately owned weapons allowed area, so if he had his gun in there, nigga would be gone. So I called his bluff, and he was like, I'll just keep going with it.
I really don't understand that. Like, okay, I understand if you have a gun to protect yourself. That's what the gun is for, to protect yourself. But using it for offense instead of fucking defense. Like, me, I feel like if I were to get a gun, it would be like, okay, it's in my house just in case somebody like breaks into my house and I have like kids or a wife in the future and I gotta protect myself. But not walk around with a damn gun on my waist. So if somebody's talking shit to me, I can just fucking end their life. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
And even if you do get into an altercation with somebody, sometimes you just got to take that fucking L.
Look, if you get your ass beat, that's your fucking fault,
Yeah,
boy.
you get your ass beat.
Shouldn't have been getting that deep, man. Just should have.
And you learn a fucking lesson.
Yeah.
Like, this is day one since you were born shit. You do some silly ass shit, you get hurt, you know not to do it again. It's only facts.
Yeah.
There's no reason to pull a gun on somebody just because you disagree with them. That's how it goes.
None at all. But all right, since we don't have this anarchy today, all right, politically, which side of the spectrum would you say you're on?
I mean, so you say that most people are gonna think, conservative, liberal. I think technically anarchy is considered far right. It's considered like super extreme far right. And then like I think communist is considered far left. I don't honestly know because there's anarcho-communists that are apparently communist and anarchist. But
does it work?
I would consider myself, about as far right as you can go, which is, just assuming that I want deregulation of everything. So I don't want, I don't want government to get involved at all. I don't want it to exist.
Yeah.
So that's where I'd kind of place myself, I think.
So, damn, that's a lot to fucking consume. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, shit's not really clear cut like that.
Yeah, it's really not.
It's hard. Well, and it's it's hard to look at a concept like anarchy, which is, I mean, realistically, the complete destruction of the political system. Right? We want to tear down those governments, the politics that go on in that. So when you talk about that, are they even really part of a political system because they're trying to take down those political systems? It's hard to kind of process that in the like narrowly defined terms we tend to do in the normal media.
Yeah.
So if you did live in a system like that, like, who's gonna protect the people who can't protect themselves? Like, if there are weak people out there, of course it's gonna be survival of the fittest. And whoever is weak, they're just gonna, I guess you could say, just perish. Like, along the lines. Like, I'm trying to figure out a way to explain it. Like, there's no police, there's no government, there's no military. Who's gonna protect who? Like, where's the structure at, period? Like, who's gonna, I guess you can say, like, be in charge? And I guess you want to get rid of that, but doesn't there have to be somebody who's in charge, like some type of leadership, some type of followership, somewhere?
And it's an interesting question, and it's one where people argue that a lot. I would argue there's a flaw with your question as far as the first part, that which is that the idea that just because a government doesn't exist, there would be no military, there would be no police force. It would just be privately run like a business, which is been proven to work in the past. Countries have had militaries that have not been government run, and they usually run just fine. I think Turkey's like that. I think the military in Turkey is like, it's not directly under government control or something like that. It's why, like, every 20 years they have a coup or something like that, because the military, kind of slaps the government on the wrist and tells it to stop.
Yeah.
But I don't think you necessarily need a ruler. There's always going to be leaders and followers. There's always going to be that dynamic.
Okay.
As far as human beings go, but the difference between, I think, a government as a a leader, I guess, or a ruler, the difference between a ruler and a leader. Ruler, when a ruler tells you to do something, you don't really have a choice to disobey.
Okay.
When a government tells you to pay taxes, you don't have a choice to say no.
No.
You get arrested. You get arrested, or you have to pay even more money. It's there is no option to say no to a ruler. If you have a leader-follower relationship, more than likely, one, you're following them because you think they're a good leader. You're following them because you think they're going to lead you in the right direction. But if they do something that you think isn't the right path, you can stop. You can say, "Well, man, I'm not about that." I don't
just dip out.
And dip out. That you have that freedom of choice. With a ruler, with a government, you don't always have that freedom.
So, all right. So, what if let's say you're really, really poor? How are you gonna pay for that type of protection? Like, is there gonna be some type of system where you get like a loan, so I guess you can say the police force and the military can protect you? Or how would you go about that if you don't have the money to afford protection for yourself, if you can't protect yourself?
Well, I mean, you look at even these days with the government-run police force, not everybody is able to get protected by that.
The fact.
So, I mean, even from that standpoint, you're still kind of dealing with the issue, no matter who's in charge, whether it's private sector or the government. I think, and I like to believe, I know I said earlier that not all people are good, but I like to think that people in general are good. And I like to think that a community as a whole might be willing to go, all right, we understand these people are poor. Maybe we have a fund, we donate money, to that, we kind of help out the poor in our community. Just because you have a capitalistic society, not a socialist or communistic one, just because you have a free market system or you have a survival of the fittest, quote unquote, that doesn't mean there's not good people out there that are going to help protect those who can't work, or they're too sick to do something, or they're too young or too old. You're going to have people who do that. They're not just going to disappear because all of a sudden you don't have a government.
Okay, and then let's say there's murders in the community, rapists in the community. Where are people going to go? Are still going to be like jails and prisons and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Most jails in America are privately run right now anyway.
They're privately run.
A huge majority of them aren't government run.
Yeah.
So they're already privately owned. It wouldn't there be no change.
It wouldn't be a huge change. I'll kind of counter that point.
Yeah.
The difference is, I feel like the prisons would be held accountable, because right now prisons aren't held accountable. It's basically just slave labor.
Okay. That's a fact.
You look at how people are treated in prisons. They're slaves, and prisons aren't held accountable for that. They're not held accountable for whether they keep the inmates healthy, for the most part. And that's both privately run right now and government run. And a lot of those privately run prisons aren't accountable because even though they're privately run, the government's still funding them, in a backflow. So even if people were like, look, we're done. We don't like you as a prison. We're not going to, give you money anymore. We're going to go make a prison over here for our prisoners. You can't, at least in this society, you can't do that. But in a non-government ruled society, you could totally have, 2 prisons, and, you'd send your prisoners there to whichever one you or whoever made the judgment thought, whichever prison was you thought the best. And the community would pay whichever prison they thought was actually performing like they should.
Okay. So would you leave it up to the community of if people should get the death penalty, or are you against that also?
I'd leave it up to the community. I don't think I personally would ever vote for the death penalty. I feel like it would require Hitler levels of bad for me to vote for somebody to have the death penalty. that's just me personally, because I feel like death is a last resort. But ultimately, that's not a, it's not a breaking point. If the community I'm in, if like, you know, there's 100 people in my community, some, you know, homeboy comes from outside the community, rapes somebody, 99 people in the community except me vote to kill the guy, you know, give him the death penalty. You know, I'm not gonna say no to that just necessarily. I'll argue against it, but I feel like that's a community decision, and that's ultimately your community deciding what various crimes are worth as far as punishment goes.
All right, I can respect that. All right, this is another hot topic right now. How do you feel like the climate is towards Muslims in America right now?
Ooh. That is a hot topic, man.
Spicy.
It's a really weird climate. I think it's probably, and this is you know, no offense to any other race, I think the closest we've come as far as like to where the culture, the Muslim culture is in America, is probably Asians, like Japanese people during World War II, where they were being put in concentration camps. But even in then, you know, you had the Japanese people being put in concentration camps, and while there was a little bit of push from the side, like, you know, defending the Japanese people, there wasn't a huge push. But here in America at this stage, we've got kind of two sides going on, where you have the people who believe Muslims are the worst people. You know, they are terrible, terrible people. And then you have people who believe Muslims just another religion. You know, you shouldn't be judging people based on their religion. And then you kind of have the middle group. I consider myself part of the middle group, where I think there's some extremist Muslims that follow some very extreme views of Islam that I do not agree with.
Yeah.
I think there's some Muslims in power in the Muslim community at large that believe those things that I disagree with completely. I don't want to murder them, but, you know, I think there's something to be said for both sides. But I don't know if we've ever had a culture both so well protected by social media at large, and yet so attacked by social media at large at the same time.
Yeah, 'cause I definitely felt at one point in time. I remember I was going back home, and I was on a plane with some, of course they're Muslims, they had their garb on or whatever. And when I saw them, I was just like, damn. And they kept like looking back towards the back of the plane and like making like, I guess they were speaking or whatever, but I didn't know what they were talking about. So I was like, damn. I'm like, damn, they about to try to blow up the plane or some shit.
About to take that permanent
Hell yeah. I'm just like, shit, today about to be my last day, but I'm just like, damn.
Rip.
I had to think to myself, I'm like, damn, this is probably what other people think about black people in the elevator with them or some shit. I'm just like, I was like, let me calm down. Like, why am I thinking like this? Like, I've been watching too much damn TV. Like, they people just like I'm people. And I feel like that's how you should feel about everybody. There should always be some type of middle ground. I don't think you should be so much on their side or so much against them because everyone's flawed. There should be somewhere in the middle, some happy medium. Yeah. Just like the whole religion thing. There's some Muslims who are extreme, and there's some that are good people. It's like there's Christians. There's Christians that was out here killing millions of people.
terrible
yeah,
things.
And there's Christians who do what they do and try to be peaceful and stuff like that. So I don't understand how people can just segregate one community and try to say that they're all bad people.
No, it's you know, it's hard to. I feel like as a culture we get so sensationalized with everything that happens. You know, you get people who do, you know, they see, oh, Muslims are actually great. Here's all this great stuff that Islam actually preaches. And they go, oh, Islam's great. And then they will defend Muslims and they will defend Islam till they cannot defend it anymore. Till, like, you know, one of them's pointing a gun at their head. But then you also have people who, you know, they hear about one Muslim, you know, who blew himself up in Turkey. And that's it for them. That Muslims are cut off. And I think people just need to chill, man. They just need to kind of put the brakes on that and, you know, like you did, just stop, kind of hold yourself for a second and be like, look, these guys aren't any different than me. They're just flying a plane, trying to get to wherever they're going, just like me.
Pretty much. What do you feel the same way, or is there anything you want to add?
I mean, I can still differentiate the people from like as individuals and not say that like all of them are the same, but it makes it very difficult for me to just kind of go like, oh, there's some extremists and there's some normal ones. When you see something like in Sweden or Germany, where supposedly the normal ones immigrated to that country and they immediately start forcing their own values on everyone, and they're like, no more alcohol for anyone. Women aren't allowed to wear booty shorts anymore. Men have to do.
Wait. Women aren't allowed to wear booty shorts anymore?
Not,
In Sweden?
it's still allowed technically by the government, but I have read.
He said technically.
But I've read like a handful of stories of girls like walking down the street or riding a bike, and a gang of Muslims will like jump the girl. Yeah, like that shit actually happens out there. Like, I'd love to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I know there's good ones out there, but my opinion definitely leans steadily more to not really liking the culture. I wouldn't say I just hate the people, but I hate the culture and how they can't really break out of it. They're really one-minded. Like, I still don't want to kill all of them and fucking blow them all up. But I will say, if you're going to have this shitty culture, stay in your own country until you can, like, actually adapt. Like, I know this is a whole fucking meme thing, but it's 2017. People actually, like, accept other people's cultures now. The only one that's not doing it is Islam. That's how I see it.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Totally. That's like me walking into your damn house and being like, oh, Woody, why don't you fucking have LeBron James posters up everywhere inside of your fucking house? Like, you better put these shits up right now or I'm going to kill you, or some shit like that.
Your couch is tan. You're fucking wrong. We're getting you a red one right now.
Yeah.
Like.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
I definitely can.
It's hard. You know, I think it's interesting the comparison between Muslim and Christianity, because you look at a lot of old like Christian rules.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of really, really hardcore shit in there. You know, stoning people, fucking slavery is legal. There's a lot of shit in there. Yeah. And kind of Christians have had to dial it back. I don't know what caused that necessarily. Like, if there was just enough backlash or they got enough power that eventually they were like, all right, we can't be stoning every gay person out here. We can't do that, guys.
Yeah.
But maybe, and I'm sure Muslims would hate me for saying this, but maybe you need to take just a little bit of a look from the large majority of the Christian population and be like, all right, we'll keep our culture here. You know, you guys want to wear booty shorts, that's on you, but our women aren't going to wear booty shorts.
And I'm saying, yeah, if that's how you feel about something, that's how your community feels about something, you do you. Don't force, like you said, don't force your values or your views onto somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
If they don't want to accept it, let them do them. Yeah. And everybody will live peacefully.
Like, if you don't like something, don't go out of your way to fucking see it.
It's our culture these days in general, though. There's people want to hear you say what they want, you to say. You know, a lot of the times these days, and that's both sides of the aisle.
Yeah.
You know, both sides of the aisle. The right doesn't want to hear you parading about gay rights. The left doesn't want to hear you talking about your Christianity and stuff like that. It's just these days, people. I don't know if it's thin skin or if it's just like an idea that people can't have differing opinions. But
like, I don't even know how it started. Like, I don't know if it's how the generation was raised or whatever. Like, or if it's like everybody gets a participation trophy. Like, I don't know how it started, but definitely it's strange how like within the last 5 to 7 years there's been this huge shift in everybody having to walk on eggshells and watch what they say, or else they're the next Nazi or they're the next fucking racist.
Definitely.
That's a fact. Only a fact. not even opinions anymore.
No.
This is
Just straight up fact.
that's a
Just
straight up fact. I don't understand it either. I really, really don't. Because everybody's trying to be so politically correct. Just say what you want to say, feel how you want to feel, but you don't have to force your views on nobody else. Do you? Ain't nobody gonna bother you. I mean, I guess some people, when they do have a large group of people who all feel some type of way, they get on that power trip and be like, "Oh yeah, let's go show those motherfuckers over there."
They're all fucking flexing out
Yeah.
and shit.
Let's go show them. Nah.
It's unfortunate when that happens too. I think it's unfortunate when you have people, shouting down other people's views. Black Lives Matter. I know it's kind of it was a contentious subject last year. I haven't really seen anything about it recently. They kind of been chilling out. But I mean, it's a great, good intentions, a good cause, which is
The ideal. Yeah,
right,
okay.
right, which is making sure that as a community we understand everybody's lives matter. We understand it, and a lot of people from within Black Lives Matter understand it. They're focusing on Black lives because that's where they feel the community's not appreciated.
Okay.
I understand that, and I see that, but then you have situations where they get all in the group, they start egging each other on, and they riot, and they're taking out, the policemen who are trying to protect civilians who aren't rioting, or they're trying to keep the streets clear so people can still do, what they want to do during the day, and those riots are going on, and it takes away from what should be a really good message, from what should be something that people need to stop and listen to for a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate.
The ignorance overshadows the damn positivity going on. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Positivity ain't fucking hot. Everybody wants to see something ignorant on social media or on the fucking news.
Yep. They want to see some fucked up shit happen.
Yeah,
They want to, oh my god, look at this policeman pepper spraying this random chick. Well, they didn't see the random chick smashing him with a beer bottle right beforehand.
Or even, let's say you go gather up some people and be like, "Oh, we're gonna go feed the homeless at this fucking place." I mean, you'll have people that participate.
Yeah.
But if you want to go do some fucked up shit or something that's going to be funny or destructive, I bet you a whole bunch of people will be like, "Oh yeah, let's go do it."
I'm gonna go smash some windows.
Yeah.
Let's go tear down Milo Yiannopoulos' speech today. That sounds fantastic.
And then call him a pedophile.
No. If you want to feed the homeless people, the government can shut that down for you. For real, look that shit up. Government shutting down people trying to feed homeless people. It's some of the most fucked up shit that I've seen in a while.
So there's gonna be no more feeding homeless in the hood prank
No.
on YouTube.
Nope.
Wow.
Government shutting them down.
Wow.
Man. Shutting down burgers for the homeless.
I guess I'm about to go check this shit out.
I
I
guess-
have to go check this shit out.
I guess that man, what's his name on YouTube? Daniel Fernandez.
Oh,
Or the fucking magic dude.
The magic dude.
He's getting no more. He's getting no more
Nice.
YouTube money out here. I guess
He's done.
he can't feed the homeless no more with his fucking magic tricks of giving people $1 in fucking pennies.
This fucking asshole. I'd be so pissed if I was a homeless guy. Here, can I have some money? Yeah, here you go. All this change. This is like less than a Big Mac.
Although it was a huge dick move for him to turn his coffee into pennies, I still gotta wonder, how did he do it? What was the trick? How do you turn pennies? How do you turn coffee into pennies? Like, what was the sleight of hand? How do you do it?
Oh man. No, after the podcast is over, go look up the shutting down the homeless. I think one of the events even happened in New York. It was a few months ago. Some real interesting shit out there.
Damn. Trying to keep the homeless people starving out here? Damn, son.
I don't know. Maybe it's like some type of reverse thinking. Like, oh, if we make everyone refuse to feed them, they'll get so hungry that they'll be forced to go and actually try to get a job.
They'll have to participate in society now.
They'll have to pay taxes now.
Forget that this guy's in a wheelchair and a war vet and can't, do anything worth shit. He'll have to try. No, I think a lot of it was, I think the two that I know of were because of the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. I think that's what it is.
Course.
They shut it down because it was people. They were just serving them food, like they were just like making burgers or whatever on their grills, and it wasn't it wasn't FDA approved to give them that food. So they there's literally pictures and stuff of them just like coming along and scooping perfectly fine food into garbage bags.
When the FDA is also the same organization that tells you what your healthy, safe level of lead in your tap water is. That's why you gotta drink the volcanic ash Fiji water.
Sponsor the Naish, Fiji.
Yeah.
Come on.
Fiji, give us the fucking sponsor.
But I also don't understand this. That's interesting about the homeless people thing, because how many businesses out here are really looking to hire a bum or is willing to hire a bum? A fucking bum comes in there with tattered clothes on, stinking, smelling like they ain't fucking took a shower in weeks.
Yeah.
Are you going to hire them, even if they're a damn good person?
Probably not.
Probably not. They're probably going to fucking laugh at them.
Because they already don't got enough money to buy food. You think they got enough money to go into fucking whatever barbershop, pay the $20 for the haircut, and then they gotta spend the $500 to fucking rent a suit at Men's Warehouse, and then they gotta fucking take a shower, so they gotta, I don't know, at best pay like the fucking $10 monthly fee at Planet Fitness to use the showers there, like
get some toothpaste, toothbrush.
Yeah, then they gotta get the teeth going.
Shave.
Yeah. That's another thing I heard about is I don't know if it was the government, like the federal government. It might have been like the state or the county government, but they shut down. Somebody was running it was in like the back room of a building, but he was giving homeless people free haircuts and free shaves and stuff like that, and they shut that down too. I don't remember the reason for that one. Maybe the FDA came in and says that they weren't allowed to feed the homeless people the mints while they were getting a shave. I don't know, but
it was probably. Did the people have a barber's license?
That might have been it. Yeah. How dare they cut hair without a barber's license?
How will you know if a barber is good if they don't have a license?
Yeah. What if he accidentally saws off an ear?
Spoiler alert, you fucking can't, because the fucking barbershops in Florida are ass.
Damn.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Wayne, if you ever hear this, you keep me hooked up. The fade nice, the lineup nice, to come see you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I can get this dick drop off haircut. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you gonna hit a girl over there with the DDO?
You already know. You already know. She ain't seen it yet. She ain't gonna be ready. I might even invite her to the game tomorrow. You know? Come watch me drop bucks. But
damn, son.
But yeah, there's a lot of barbers out here who are ass, so even if you do got that license, you can still be ass money. Don't feel special. Don't feel special.
Yeah, it doesn't take that much work to cut my hair. My hair specifically. You can go just about anywhere, so.
I feel you. What do you got? Anything else you want to add?
Don't really got much else.
All right. Well, thank y'all. You know what I'm saying? Keep listening, subscribe, follow, share. Like I said, share it to your grandmama. This is Naish giving it to you straight. Don't forget, we out.